So the inverse is the opposite of an operation. So if I want to do a number, say 10, and I add 15, my answer is 25. The opposite of that would be to subtract 25. Subtract 15. If I subtract 15, I get 10. I have 19. I want to subtract 8. My answer is 11. The opposite of that is to add 8. I get 19. I have 25. I want to multiply that by 2. I get 50. The opposite would be to divide by 2. I get 25. I have 40. I want to divide by 5. I get 8. The opposite will be to multiply by 5, which gives me 40. I have 12. I want to square it. If I square it, I get 144. The opposite is the square root. The square root of 144 is 12. I have 100. I want to square root it. I get 10. The opposite is to square it. I get 100. I want to do sine 30. Sine 30 is 1/2. The opposite is sine inverse. Sine inverse of 1/2 is 30. If I look, I have 10. I'm going to multiply it by 2 and subtract 4. That'll give me 20 minus 4, which is 16. If I look and I do the opposite, we're also going to go in the opposite order. We're going to add 4. We're going to divide by 2. So if I take 16 and I add 4, I get 20. Divide by 2, I get 10. I have 12. I'm going to add 8. I'm going to multiply by 3 and then add 1. So this will give me 20 times 3 is 60. Add 1, give me 61. Now I'm going to do things and I'm going to go do the inverse operation. So I'm going to subtract 1. Then I'm going to divide by 3. And then I'm going to subtract 8. So if I subtract 1, that gives me 60. Divide by 3 is 20. And subtract 8 gives me 12. If I have 7, I'm going to add 2. I'm going to square root that. And then I'm going to divide by 3. 7 plus 2 is 9. Square root of 9 is 3. Divided by 3 is 1. Now I'm going to go backwards. I'm going to multiply by 3. I'm going to square it. And then I'm going to subtract 2. So if I look, multiply that by 3, I get 3. Square it, I get 9. Subtract 2, I get 7.